Hey guys, so I'm at the Winter Lights Canary Wharf Festival, and it's basically a bunch of light installations. It's totally free of charge, and it's one of my personal favorite things to do in winter in London. And best of all, it's free. And this is the first one, as you can see behind me. Absolutely beautiful, and I'm sure there's going to be loads of amazing installations. I'm absolutely freezing, so let's keep it moving. So this one is called The Sign, and it's by Vendel and De Wolf, and it's actually number 3 on the list, but I came to it first and I absolutely love this one. I think it was one of my favourites from the whole night. This display is obviously intended to represent fire, where you can see the sparks climbing up the bamboo rods. The concept behind this piece is that when animals see fire, they tend to run away from it. However, humans are drawn to fire. This piece is asking you to stare into its flames and surrender to the transformative element of fire. So now we're on to the official number 1, which is On the Wave of Light by Those Guys Lighting. And the idea behind this installation is to remind us that there is a light that follows and protects us. All we need to do is notice it. It's also asking us to see that everything that exists around us in the universe is made from vibration, even light itself. Now on to number 2 on the list, which is Neuron by Johan Fentos. And absolutely love this one as well. This probably is a joint favourite with The Sign. And there was so many different patterns and sequences of the lights. I've tried to include as much as I can without hopefully boring everyone to tears, but I really love this one. Love the view of the river as well and the skyline in the background. So this piece is actually a newly commissioned installation, and it's inspired by the intricate network of neural connections in the human brain. It's a huge 3-dimensional sculpture, and it's composed of thousands of luminous filaments that interweave and intricately connect. Its aim is to make the incredibly complex concept of the human brain more tangible and relatable through the form of art. So the next piece is called Les Oiseaux, which means birds in French. Excuse my probably terrible pronunciation. And it's by Simon Chevalier. Simon is a French artist based near the Alps, and he likes to book the trend and create these very monotone black and white light sculptures that really contrast with today's very saturated, fast, colourful and loud world. This one is called Birds, and it pays homage to the wildlife which cohabit London along with us humans. Unfortunately, number 5 was out of commission when I was visiting Marbles. It wasn't lit, so I had to skip that one. Maybe if I can, I'll come back and add it. And here we have the Peace Poem by Emergency Exit Arts and Robert Montgomery, and that's in the Adams Plaza. So it's a 14-foot high illuminated peace poem, and it was created to commemorate the 100 years since the first day of peace after World War I. It's been touring the UK since 2020, and it's hoping to engage communities in discussions around peace, freedom and hope for the future. So it was starting to get really cold. I think it was about -5 this night, and I couldn't stay out any longer without calling in for a matcha latte to just help me warm up and charge my phone. These are the maps, and there's loads of volunteers that are giving unlimited maps away for free, so you can always find out where you are and what you still need to see. You can see me dressed in as many warm fluffy clothes as possible. That's actually my pajama top, and my hands got so cold that I actually had to put my leg warmers over them because I couldn't wear gloves when I was filming. So after I'd finished my drink, I walked through Captivated by Colour by Camille Walala, and this is actually one of the permanent exhibitions, so this colourful bridge is there all year round, so you can go and see that at any point. So the next 3 pieces are in the roof garden at Crossrail Place. I absolutely love when they keep the roof garden open at night for winter lights. It's so special to be in this incredible dome with tropical plants, and then part of the roof is left open so you can see the night sky and the gorgeous Canary Wharf skyline. So this exhibition is called Vessels, and it's by Limbic Cinema, who are an award-winning multimedia design studio that specialise in projection mapping and immersive video. This particular piece by them represents where science, technology and culture all collide. It's a modern take on monuments that have brought people together through ancient civilizations to contemplate and celebrate the sun. People often forget that sculptures from ancient civilizations, from Stonehenge to the ancient pyramids in Egypt and the Mayan pyramids, were constructed very precisely to work with light. When light interacted with the structures, it would often result in transcendent experiences for the collective audiences. This piece was intended to replicate that, but using laser as a means of representing modern technology. This next piece is called Biophilia by Frankie Boyle, and it's basically showing the connection between our body's natural rhythms and a source of light from the moon and the sun. It shows the connection between our nervous system, the circadian rhythm, and natural light. This next piece is called In Between by Daniel Popescu, and I really love this one. Again, it's up there with one of my favourites, and it's intended to show the realm that exists between organic and artificial materials. It hopes to blur the boundaries between nature and technology through these simple cubes. I feel that it's designed to replicate the beating of a heart, because you hear this beat and you see the red light flash across, and it's really atmospheric. So there's 3 cubes and you can walk around them and really look inside of them. So it's a little bit hard to follow the map at times, but there are some friendly wardens around that will help direct you. Do you know what? I'm so grateful that they have these shopping centres open, because without these, I honestly think I would die of cold. It's such a nice opportunity that you can come in and get a hot drink. I probably need to do it every hour today because it really is so cold. The great thing is though, there's hardly anybody here, so it's pretty empty today because A, it's really cold, and I always find that it gets busier and busier as the week goes on, so the earlier you can come the better for sure. So Winter Lights has been going for 8 years now, and unfortunately I didn't know about it until last year, but it's become the highlight of my January. And I was actually speaking to one of the wardens, and they told me that in the past it used to be inside as well, and they had to move it completely outdoors because of COVID. So maybe in the future it will be indoors again as well. So this piece, which has now become a permanent sculpture here, is called The Boulder, and it's by Ilantica. And it's made from discarded circuit boards as a way to fuse nature and technology. The boulder seeks to demonstrate our world's tendency to create a digital version of reality rather than being here and enjoying what's already around us. These illuminated benches are not actually listed as an exhibit, but I love them nonetheless. They make for a perfect photo opportunity. I am a little disappointed they had nothing going on in the water, because last year, if you go and see my video, they had this amazing smoking light display in the little water fountains here. So I was a bit sad to see they didn't have anything going on there. They have quite a few food and drink trucks for Winter Lights, and I really love this marshmallow toasting van, and the staff was super happy and dancing away. They definitely felt warmer in there than I was. So this is probably one of everyone's favourites because it's so interactive. Who doesn't love an interactive light display? It reminds me of the ones they have in some of the immersive experiences, only way bigger. and you're not pushed through with the time limit. You can stay here as long as you want. This one is called Submergence, and it's by Squid Soup, and it's comprised of many thousands of individual light points suspended to create feelings of presence and movement. So this is called Kinetic Perspective by Johan Fentes, and it was inspired by optical illusionary art of the 1960s. It's comprised of 32 illuminating spinning circles, intended to play with our perception as the circles continually appear and disappear. In the background, you can see this huge screen called Idle Time, and it's by Marcus Lyle. The animated figures are often seen resting, sitting down, and pondering. It's a reminder that being idle is a natural and important human state that is actually integral to our well-being. So this piece is called Geist by This Is Loop, and this is definitely up there with my favourite pieces as well. So it's inspired by the elusive neutrino or ghost particle, and it explores the current fascination by scientists to prove in the existence of these particles. This piece has actually involved input from particle physicists at the Science and Technology Facilities Council and the Physics Department at Oxford University. They have provided access to and context for the real neutrino oscillation measurements from the T2K neutrino experiment in Japan. This Is Loop have utilised this data and created it into a moving light and audio piece. This is another amazing display, and it's called Bitfall by Julius Pop, and it's actually become a permanent exhibition as well, which I didn't know, but I do remember seeing it last year. And it has an ever-changing cascade of words that come down in these water droplets. The words themselves are actually derived from a number of live news sources. And then finally, this is the Clue on Cubit Bridge, and again this one is here permanently as well, and it's made from 100 circles of red light. This one looks absolutely gorgeous at night when it reflects in the water against the backdrop of Canary Wharf.